well. Fantastic. All right, guys. Welcome, everybody. Tom, how are we doing today, man? Cool. Excited to do this.
Totally awesome. Really excited again, Matt. These have been fantastic for everybody. So I'm really, really psyched up for this.
Fantastic. I was gonna say we've been through this a few times. We're seasoned pros at this point doing this thing. So really excited to be going live with you. I know I've always enjoyed doing this with you. You bring a great perspective from your end, and then on our side, we want to be the tool to help you be successful, and you bring the knowledge to the table and putting that together. That's a pretty great combination here. We've had some awesome success stories from past challenges here. So. Welcome everybody. If you guys could jump in the chat, I already see people saying good afternoon from all over the place. So awesome to see that. Jump in the chat. Let us know where you're based out of. That would be fantastic to be able to do that. If you can't hear, hopefully you can click on the screen. Let's see here. Let's see. I was like, if you can't hear, follow these instructions. I can't hear that either. So there you go. Click on the screen. That'll help unmute right there for you as well. We've got everything good to go there. Awesome. I love that Tom's got his production value taken to the next level here. So, that's looking good.
We'll see.
Working on that. I'll mention, say where you're based out of is a great networking opportunity for everybody here. Also, we'd love to know kind of where you're at in your real estate investing journey. Hey, are you working on your first deal? Are you working on your 100th deal? Are you somewhere in between? That's great context for us to kind of know where you're at. Make sure that everything that I share is the most value possible. We want to go deep for the more advanced people. We want to give you, for the more for people working on their first deal, that's great as well. Make it just really simple and easy and straightforward for you to really go find that first deal if you're just starting out. Awesome to see that. Again, if you're watching on social media, let's see here. Let me remove that. There we go. If you're watching on social media, looks like we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Make sure to go to that www.nreachallenge.com at the bottom right there. That's going to get you the full challenge experience. If you're watching a webinar jam, awesome job, guys. Love to see that you're here. We've got Grace in the chat working on your 50th deal. That's incredible. Amazing. Love to hear that. Is Grace part of your
nationwide spread?
Nice. Yeah, no kidding. Love to see that. So welcome everybody. Welcome. Tom, do you want to give a little bit of an intro and background for you to really kick this thing off and you guys rolling here?
Absolutely. Well, I want to welcome everybody from National REIA on behalf of National REIA. National REIA, Rebecca McLean asked me, she said, you've been doing some very awesome stuff with that DealMachine thing. What's that DealMachine thing all about? Is that something that would benefit everybody as a whole? I said, yeah, absolutely. So I showed it to her. Then I had Matt show it to her, and she went, we got to get this to everybody. So she asked if she could, would I be so kind as to help host an event for everybody and basically piggyback on what I'm already doing? I said, yeah, I'd love to, because my personal mission is to help people change their lives through real estate investing. I know that sounds kind of corny. Included when years ago you start focusing on real estate investing and being able to go off on your own, it changes everything for yourself, changes everything for your family. I said I could think of no better way of helping people than through National REIA and having all the National REIA chapters and affiliated groups get people using a very cool app that is going to revolutionize one of the specific marketing techniques that you use. And honestly, it's one of the fastest marketing techniques you can use. That's getting out there driving for deals. So what Matt and the gang at DealMachine have done is build an app for your phone. And it doesn't matter what kind of phone you're using, Android, your iPhone, doesn't matter. The app works beautifully for getting you to streamline that process and getting you to get in touch with those motivated sellers behind those properties you see when you're out and about that you're keeping your radar up for. So it's been a phenomenal thing. I've had phenomenal success with it. My students have had phenomenal success with it. Our Traction REIA members have had phenomenal success with it. And now we want you to have phenomenal success with it. So that's why we're going to have some fun for a week and turn it into a challenge and turn it into a game, so that if you guys follow along this week, you're going to find that not just will you enjoy it and potentially get some deals this week, but you will have a protocol, a framework for what you should be doing every week, or at least every other week, so that when you want to go on a massive deal hunt, do exactly what we teach you how to do this week.
Absolutely. I know we've got people all over the place, all over the nation on this call right now, which is awesome to see. If you could jump in the chat and say what chapter you're in specifically too. We've got people from all over the place, obviously in terms of location, but then in terms of chapters as well. So I love to see people repping their chapters here, being able to come in. We're going to make it really fun too. I know Tom said, hey, it's going to be an overall challenge that we're giving away literally over $4,000 of free stuff in the process. So we're giving away a ton of awesome prizes. And that's not even to include what we're going to be giving away to chapters as well too. But each individual chapter too, everybody in your chapter that does the homework is going to help you guys climb up the leaderboard. So it's a team sport here. Real estate in general is a team sport. It's a people business. Our goal is we want to help you guys encourage each other, help you hold each other accountable, help you get each other involved. And each time someone in your chapter submits a homework assignment, you're going to get a point that you are going to climb this leaderboard. So make sure to pay attention to your email. You'll get updates on the leaderboard every single day through your email. You'll be able to see who's doing what. And the chapter that has the most points at the end of this thing, the most participants, the most homework assignments completed, is going to be winning some awesome special prizes here that we'll get to at the end of this call here. So we've got a lot going on, guys. It's gonna be a really, really fun time. I love to see people in here saying, hey, who was it? Carla said, I'm looking to get my first of 100 deals. Love that mindset. So we've got a ton of people on here ready to go, ready to take action. This challenge too, I want to challenge you guys to having an action first mindset. Coming here ready to go, ready to follow what we tell you. Yeah, like we want to give you that playbook. We want to show you what's worked. We've had over 10,000 deals done using DealMachine to this point. So we have quite a bit of traction here that we can talk about, and data that we can talk about of what's worked for people well. But that being said, way beyond that, we want to help you guys continue to just put that next foot in front of each other, help you lead with that action first mindset, because it's so easy to come to these and say like, oh yeah, I'll do this someday, or, oh, that was inspiring, I'll take action on it someday. Like the number one thing that we hear from our most successful people over and over and over again is them saying, hey, I wish I started sooner. I wish I went out there and got into real estate sooner. A lot of people on this call who are working on not their first deal, but like we got Ryan here, 34 doors and trying to get more SAP. Most people on here, I would bet that, hey, you may have wished that you started sooner in this business. And that's our goal, is to give you guys that easy action to take of what starting looks like, what the right actions look like. So Tom, really appreciate you bringing us in here. Lori, everybody, the whole team, bringing us in here to really talk through how to get involved from a national REIA perspective, bring this to get chapters involved here on the Driving for Deals 5-day challenge. So, Tom, I know we talk about this each time of why this is such an exciting time to get into real estate, to take a challenge like this. Is there anything else you want to add here on why now is such a great time to be stepping up and participating in a challenge like this?
Well, there's a whole bunch of different markets all across America. There's no one giant nationwide real estate market. Things are moving at different paces. And what I've seen, particularly traveling around and talking to the different groups and different group leaders, is some markets are still maybe creeping up a little bit. A lot of them have gone flat. Some of them are going for a dip. And that's normal, because when things come around the peak, it hits different places at different times, which sends a lot of people into panic mode, which honestly, Matt, it should do the exact opposite. Do you panic when something's on sale at the store? No, I mean, most of the time you wait for something to be on sale, but for some reason people get backwards in real estate investing. So this is, I would argue, the best time to be getting into real estate investing or expanding your real estate investing, because things are going to go, one, on sale. Two, motivated sellers have less options. If their number one option in the past was simply to list it on the open market with an agent, list it with an agent, and then 5 minutes later they got 300 different offers, all escalating up, they didn't need us as much, and it was harder for us as investors. Now it's getting easier for us as investors, because with the market shifting and heading down, and agents they have all sorts of issues right now with different court cases against them and things like that. There's kind of, if everybody's panicking, well, then we need to keep a cool head about us, because if those motivated sellers don't have their number one option, which is to list the property, if that's not as good for them anymore, they have no choice but to come to us, you and me, right? Everybody on this call, real estate investors, come to us and let us help you solve your problems.
Love that. Yeah, absolutely. So you're such a great time to be doing this, especially like you mentioned. I mean, things with the recent interest rate dips and everything. Like there is more momentum now than ever to be able to really jump into this. And no matter what the market is doing across the board, if you can go out there and buy right and buy at a discount, solve a problem for somebody. People are looking to trade their problem, a solution to their problem, for a great deal. Like, go in there and be able to help those people. And whether you're wholesaling or flipping or buying and holding or whatever your strategy is, on the back end, you make your money when you buy. Go find great deals, and a lot of doors will open in terms of where you can take it from there. So love to be able to help provide that playbook for you guys. Again, we've got a lot of people in the chat asking, is this recorded? Absolutely. We're going to be sending out this recording in about 2 hours from now. So right around 6 p.m. Eastern time or so, you should get that email notification. Also, just pay attention to your email throughout the week, because we're going to be continuing to share out tips and tricks, share out these tools, share out these next steps, these replays here. If you are watching right now and you're watching the replay, that's okay. We're going to make it, we've designed this challenge so that way you can jump in at any time and go out here and participate and get the homework done. And, whether you personally win the grand prizes, whether your chapters win the grand prizes, awesome. If not, regardless, the real prize here is making this as a launch pad into financial freedom, into you getting into real estate and building a business around this and being able to be more consistent in finding deals. So right now, again, there is no bad time to get into this if you're buying right, if you're going out there. I just know in terms of what the market's doing as well nationally, it's exciting. Again, where most investors get hung up, though, when they don't get started, right away, when they're saying, hey, yeah, I have thought about doing this forever, or I'm on my first deal and I really need that extra push. I'm trying to get over the hump, or, hey, I'm on, we have people in here working on their 30th deal and more. Great. Where can people get stuck even at that stage? It's going out there and how to find a great deal, how to go out there and, again, buy right, go direct to seller, identify people who have problems you can solve, and go in there and offer them speed and convenience and helping them move quickly and bring all these things that we can bring them to the table, a cash offer, things like that, that normally would be very difficult for them to find or acquire or couldn't go on market. So our goal is to help you go direct to seller. The next 5 days, we're going to give you that playbook on exactly how to do that and how to find the most motivated sellers in your market, those hidden invisible deals, using the strategies we start teaching you guys today. So just to give a little background on our end, how we have any authority to talk about this at all. DealMachine, if you have not heard about us, we are a lead gen and marketing tool to help you go find off-market deals, help you go direct to seller, help give you these action steps. I'm Matt Camp over here at Partnerships here. I love doing these trainings. I love getting you guys excited and out there and helping you execute on what is the right playbook here. What are the right actions to get out there and go do deals? Like, we've had over 10,000 deals done before. We've had, like I mentioned, over 10,000 deals done using this playbook, using this tool set. We don't want you to have to reinvent the wheel. We want you guys to be handed this. And, we've had hundreds of interviews on our YouTube channel. You could check us out on YouTube as well, of us talking to customers and investors of exactly how they're doing deals today in today's market. That is what this playbook is based off of. So we've had people do it in every single state. We've been around since 2016, so over 8 years now, which is crazy to say. We've evolved quite a bit in terms of how you can be using us, but the main thing that we were originally known for and still are best in class at is what we're covering today around driving for deals, driving for dollars here. So we've had people like Brian Haywood right here who went through a 30-day version of this back in January of 2020. Now he's literally the co-host of the DealMachine podcast because he's done 400 plus deals using this stuff, starting off with a challenge. 17 days into the challenge, he did his first deal. Him and his wife have built a little business just outside Kansas City, Missouri. And, he just, again, took that action first mindset. He didn't have a real estate background. He just came into this saying, hey, I'm going to put one foot in front of another. I'm going to follow this playbook. I'm going to follow Tom Zeeb's advice, that expert advice here, and come into this where I can then keep going, do that first deal, and again, start to snowball from there. So he came into it with that mindset of leading with action. And Patrick Martin's one other example here, who's somebody who was literally sleeping in his truck, trying to figure out what to do with his situation. Found on YouTube just real estate in general, the power of real estate, found our DealMachine content, went through through setting goals like this as well. And went and in 10 months from him starting to actually take the right actions, he went out there, had done 14 deals, had done 150K in wholesaling was his specific approach, and really changed his life situation, leading with action like this, guys. So, Tom, do you want to, before we get into the agenda here, do you want to talk about some of the successes that we've had together? I know we've done this a couple times now. I'd love, if you don't mind touching on a few of those case studies here of what you've seen work really well in these challenges.
Yeah, let me say two off the top of my head. One was Roger up in Minnesota, who on this exact same 5-day challenge when we did it previously, he nabbed his first deal on the free trial, right, following the exact steps we had, and eventually turned that into, got the ball rolling during this week. About a week later, had it under contract. Then dealt with the different issues that came up on the property and wound up wholesaling it for a $17,000 wholesale profit. So he was quite the happy camper from this. He was also one of the prize winners as well. So totally coincidence. He wound up winning as well.
Yep.
So it was great. Yeah, a prize being, I think he got a full year of DealMachine out of it. So it was fantastic for Roger. Another student named Jake in Toledo, and when we previously did this, he went crazy during the week, just making sure he got plenty of leads, tagging leads, probably exactly what we're going to be telling you all to be doing. And he converted 3 of those into deals as well. So there's just so many motivated sellers out there in trouble, looking for help, not knowing where to turn. And sometimes they don't even know to reach out for help until somebody tells them to reach out to help. And that somebody is you, by reaching out to them, either by sending mailing, which you can do direct in the system, or now the skip tracing is included, as Matt's going to show you. Phone numbers show up from different databases that should match those motivated sellers, and you click call and talk to them. They may not even, they might say things like, oh, I've been thinking I should probably sell, or yeah, you're right, I got to do something about this property, and you're the reason that they actually start to take action on it. Those are the kind of deals we're after. So that's just a couple of successes we've had in the past, and we're looking forward to getting a lot more this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we've done this a couple times now. We've had people come out of this, it's, I think, every single time at this point, doing deals and being able to go actually really, again, lead with the right action. So I see a few people in the chat having technical issues. Let me know if it's me or Tom or hopefully, I know, Tom, you've had, I'm really glad you're okay. You've been dealing with a lot of inclement weather, being in Florida, man. So
it's bright and sunny outside now. So we're in good shape. Yeah. I don't know, guys. If there's anything wrong, you could always try jumping out, jumping back in. I have a clear connection. Matt, is yours clear?
Yeah, it looks clear to me. It says full connection. So yeah, let me know, guys. If it's it says Tom's voice sometimes is digital. It looks like Stephanie had mentioned. So hey, thanks for sticking with us. I know, again, Tom's located in Florida, so they've had some pretty nasty weather, obviously, last little bit here. So. Appreciate you guys sticking with us here, and there we go. Tom sounded like he's going to the Matrix on occasion, so we'll try to keep him out of the Matrix there. And anything Tom mentions, I'll try to give a little repeat here too.
Check my ping rate as well. Let's see.
No worries. Yeah, all good, man. Yeah. We'll figure this out, guys. So, all right. This is live as well. So, I'll love to see questions in the chat there. Always, continue to interact in the chat here, guys. This is a great chance to be able to meet each other. Great chance to be able to network with each other. Great chance to, again, hold each other accountable. And your chapter is going to have a chance to win prizes for the entire group of you. So everybody, anytime you turn in that homework, I'm glad that I'm signing okay. Awesome. Anytime you turn in that homework, guys, again, you're going to be getting a point up the leaderboard. We're going to be sharing that throughout this week. So make sure you pay attention to your email. And then today we're going to be going through the training itself and then giving you the instructions on exactly how to turn in that homework, how to enter for the grand prize giveaways. We're giving away over $4,000 of free stuff, directly to people, as well as the chapter prizes and as well as the real prize of going out there and doing deals. So We'll dig into this here in just 1 minute. Hopefully Tom has a chance to be able to reconnect there. In the meantime, I want to give you guys the quick rundown. So first off, there are how it's going to work this week over these next 5 days. There are 3 live trainings total. So you've got one today, right? Today is the kickoff day 1 on Wednesday night. So Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We made that a little bit later for people because we got some feedback that, hey, hopefully that should work better for a few people. Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time is going to be the second option, the second version of this. So, hold on a second. Give me 1 second, guys, if you're watching on social media. Hey, I'm back. All right, cool. Tom, can you hear us okay? I know you were the host.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Now the camera. I shouldn't have screwed around with the camera because I don't think it's on this end. But now I'll get back on screen.
No worries. Yeah, I think since you were host, can you hit that green button? Are you? Is it live right now or no?
The green button's gone red and it says end, so I don't want to click it.
Okay, cool. Looks like we're still on air then. Awesome, guys. Great. Here we go. So let me kick back over to the slides. We're just working through a few technical issues, guys. We're getting there. So thank you again for being here we go. For being gracious here and understanding. All right, guys. Perfect. So it looks like, let me know in the chat if you can hear me this time. Hopefully I'm back. I know there's a little bit of delay here usually, but all right. So we're back in here. Wednesday. There we go. Tom's sound does appear to be better now. That's great to hear. So we're getting there, guys. On Wednesday, like I mentioned, Wednesday night is going to be the second training. There we go. I'm back. All right. Awesome. So I know there's a little bit of delay here. So between the chat and with me live. So great. Wednesday night. Fantastic. We're going to have that second live training. So today's day 1 kickoff. Tomorrow's day 2, all about getting that homework done. We're not going live. We're just letting you have heads down and get that homework done. Wednesday night, you got to have the homework turned in by then, because each of these trainings, we give you that playbook. We help answer questions. We assign the homework, but we hold you accountable as well. So on Wednesday, we're going to say, hey, you guys got to have the homework done by then to get on the leaderboard, to get a lottery ticket for the giveaway, to help your chapter get up to the top of that leaderboard. I'm glad we're working through the technical issues here. So we're making it work on our end. We're going to be able to get into training here in just a second, but want to make sure you guys are aware of, hey, what's up, Tom? Want to make sure you guys are aware of exactly how the challenge is going to work. So you've got that day 1 kickoff Monday. Day 3 on Wednesday night is when we're having that second live training. Day Thursday, you guessed it, we're letting you do the homework, letting you complete that homework, that second homework assignment. And then on Friday is the final live. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday are the live trainings. Tuesday and Thursday are your days to get your homework done. So again, make sure to pay attention to your email. We're going to be assigning exactly how to do the homework by the end of this thing. Yvonne, what homework is that? We will be getting to that here right after the training for today. So we'll make sure to try to keep this within the hour if we can for you guys, so that way we don't run over. I know we want to use your time wisely as well. But as we go through this here, we're going to do the training. We're going to show you guys exactly what to do, give you that homework assignment. And then again, you got to finish that thing up before Wednesday night and we go live again there. So everyone who does that, follows through with the homework each time. Again, every other day is your homework day. You are going to qualify for over $4,000 in free giveaways. So that is every time you complete the homework, you get a lottery ticket. You are entered into those giveaways. And on Friday, when we're live that final day, is when we're giving away those prizes. So to everyone individually, you've got that chance to win, again, over $4,000 in free prizes. In addition to that, again, every time you turn in the homework, you're going to get a point for your chapter. So I'm very excited to see which chapter comes out and wins that chapter-wide prize for you guys here as well. That's going to be at the end of this thing, and that's going to be worth hundreds, likely thousands of dollars. Depends on how many people we get to participate here by the end of this thing too. So. Tom, is there anything else when it comes to the challenge? I know I really appreciate you again working through the technical stuff. We're getting this thing figured out. You look good now. You sound good now. So, anything else you want to touch on before we get started here and with the real meat of the training?
No, let's dig in.
Awesome, perfect, cool, guys. So, What we're looking at here, today's live training. Again, we had people asking, hey, are we going to get to use DealMachine throughout this challenge? Absolutely. So what we're going to get in coinciding with this challenge, which is a 5-day challenge, you're going to get a 7-day free trial of DealMachine with it. So that way, the entire time, you've got this free to use. You've got this so you can get the free tool, the free knowledge, put those two things together, get out there, take the right actions over and over again. Here is the link to it as well. So let me throw that up here for you guys. You've got DealMachine.com/NREIA. So that's going to be your go-to link throughout this challenge right here to be able to go out there and use the technology to do this thing. So here, let me put that out here on social media as well. If you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on YouTube, same link right there for you. DealMachine.com/NREIA. That's going to get you a bunch of free bonuses as well. You're going to get DealMachine for 7 days. That's going to include the unlimited free skip tracing, so the unlimited contact information, which on Wednesdays when we're going to really talk a lot about marketing, on how to get in touch with sellers, how to really take that next step, once you have your list of motivated sellers. So today's all about building that list. Wednesday's all about what to do with those addresses, how to turn those into appointments, into real opportunities here. And then finally, you're going to get free postcards and free calls. You get over 500 minutes of free direct calls to sellers and 50 free postcards. So that is all provided in addition to the technology itself, is you're going to have free marketing to reach out to people as well and make it so that you are able to go out there and execute on the homework for as free as possible here. So that's the goal with you guys, is to give you the technology in addition to in addition to the knowledge. I'll keep that link up here for you guys as well. Being able to go in, and Lori, thank you for clarifying what a chapter is. Yeah, what your local location, for your national REIA. So we'll be able to go in, and if you use that link, we can help you guys out there. If you use a different link for the free trial, just email me direct here, guys, and I can help you out here. It's just matt@dealmachine.com. So I just put that in the link or in the chat there for you too. Email me direct, and I can make sure you guys get all hooked up with that free trial ASAP as well. So all that is good to go. So day one of the training here, let's dig into the real fun stuff here, Tom. Here's why everybody's here, right? We've got all that out of the way. We know what the challenge looks like. We're ready to go. We're in the right mindset. We know the opportunity. How do we actually take action on it? So day one is completely focused on building your list of the most motivated sellers in your market. So how do you identify the people who are most likely to sell, who are the least competitive leads in your market, who are, the ones that are probably dealing with a problem property. They're dealing with a property that, they either can't deal with anymore, they don't want to deal with anymore. There's one of hundreds of different problems they could be dealing with. How do you identify those folks in the most targeted, strategic way possible? Using DealMachine on our end, we have people, we've hundreds of data points you can be using to build lists, to be able to create a targeted list of sellers. Time and time again, it is not even close. Hands down, the most qualified list of leads in your market is your driving for deals list. It's your list of properties that are in rough shape, that are physically distressed. If they are in bad shape in any way, whether it be them, falling over and being really a problem property that way, or be a property that, hey, is a little bit, isn't like in terrible shape, but just has indications that the owner needs to update it, or the owner doesn't want to deal with it anymore. The owner is looking to sell in some way. The number one indicator across the board of the best leads in your market are the ones that have physical distress, have signs of being, the tarp on the roof, the gutters falling off, the windows boarded up or broken, the siding's a mess, the front yard, backyard's a mess, really, really overgrown grass, really overstuffed mailboxes, signs that it's vacant that way, weeds growing through the concrete. One example I always use, Tom, is, I know you know this one. We've got our first hire that was in Raleigh, North Carolina. He was using DealMachine himself. He found a house that had Halloween decorations up, and it was like March. It was, 6 months past the holidays. It's like, okay, you know what? For whatever reason, this owner just is not keeping up with the physical appearance of that property. I'm just going to add that lead, and he went and did a deal from it. So, Tom, can you tell us more on the D4D side, like why you think driving for dollars and driving for deals here is so powerful? What you look for when you drive? Like, give us a little bit of your playbook here. Hopefully that the internet keeps up here.
Yeah, it's powerful because you're actually getting out there and looking, right? You're in your neighborhoods, you're developing your farm area, your target area as you go, because you'll get a better sense of the areas that you want to be in. And you're looking for those bread and butter neighborhoods, those neighborhoods that are, they're not mansions, but they're not war zones. It's that middle. The middle is awesome, particularly the lower middle, center middle and lower than center middle is a perfect spot to look for these kinds of properties. So when you're out there looking, you're looking for everything you just said. Is the grass overgrown? Is the garbage piling up? Is the mail piling up? Are windows broken? Does it just seem grayer and quieter and not as nice as the other houses on the street? Come on, we all know when there's someone that doesn't keep their house up. It shows compared to everyone else's house. Those are the kinds of properties you want to look for and that you want to tag, because yeah, there's a property problem, but every property problem is actually a people problem. There's a person that owns that property, and they're the ones with a real problem, and they're the ones we want to reach out to.
Exactly. So when you're going through there and you're looking at your entire market, I mean, we've got literally every single property in the US all inside DealMachine. So you've got a platform of every property that you could be looking at. The main thing you're trying to find is what are those indicators that they're looking to sell, right? Like what are those data points that really tell us it's a leading indicator that, hey, this person is dealing with an issue and we can help go solve that problem for them. We can go build a relationship with them. And there's an opportunity there to be able to come in as an investor and again, help out that individual and trade that for buying right, for equity in the deal. So when you come in there, what you're looking for, like we talked about there, is that physical distress. You're identifying properties that way. When we talk about driving for deals, driving for dollars, it's you getting in your car, actually physically doing that and driving around and looking for these houses that are in bad shape. Traditionally, I mean, it's been around for decades. The idea of this, traditionally, driving for dollars is something that is again known as the number one way that newbies get their first deal. And it used to be extremely difficult, where you would just drive around and look for addresses and have to sit down and write out that every single number, write it on a little notepad here, pull over, write it down. Great. Then go back and look up information about the owner, look up how to get in touch with them, figure out, okay, great. Am I going to write out a letter? Am I going to give them a call? Like, what am I going to do to be able to reach out to them? Just that whole process was something that our CEO and founder, David, was going through himself in Indianapolis in 2016, right? 2015, 16. And had so many people telling him like, hey, I found my first deal by driving for deals, by driving for dollars, by going out there and finding rundown houses. Go do that. And when he would do that himself, he had a tech background. He was burnt out on his tech job. He wanted to change his life using real estate and get away from his tech job in that way, and realize, man, I can take my tech knowledge and apply this to solving a problem for real estate investors and build my first version of what became DealMachine. And so that is kind of the goal here, is to help you use technology, help you use tools to be way more efficient, way more effective at this, drive in those areas that Tom had mentioned, those kind of middle of the road neighborhoods, the B and C areas, because the A neighborhoods, those are the nicest parts of town. Those are the ones that are extremely difficult to buy a deal that makes sense in terms of cash flow. Very hard to force value in terms of fixing it up. Like, way less likely that you're going to find houses that need updating in those areas. Wouldn't spend my time there. The D neighborhoods, wouldn't spend my time there necessarily either. It's the ones that, aren't getting a ton of investment or activity, or, it's parts of town that, again, it's not very walkable, doesn't have great schools, things like that. Those B and C areas, the C areas that are up and coming, kind of on the fringe, you see a lot more, fix and flips going on. You see a lot more new development going on. You see a lot more amenities being built in, the coffee shops down the street, places like that. And then the B area that is more walkable, has great schools, but you can still find those opportunities to be able to buy right and, buy a house that's not in great shape, and again, either wholesale it or flip it or burr it, right? Or, buy and hold it. Those are the parts of town that we want you guys to be thinking of. And another really important part I want to touch on here is, not only when you go driving like this, are you finding the most motivated sellers, but you're also finding the least competitive leads in your market as well. is the least number of leads it's going to take to get to a deal, because not everybody is willing to come on a deal, a kickoff here on a Monday afternoon and invest their time and then go out there and actually go find these houses. Like, that is hoops to jump through. Those are barriers to jump through that not everyone is willing to do and is willing to have the right mindset to take action on this stuff. So you guys being here today, we know that you guys are in the right mindset. We know that you signed up for a reason, that you want to go out there and make a change. Like, our goal is to give you the opportunity to do that using the playbook, and the technology and everything. Yes. But also, have some fun doing it, win some prizes while doing it, like give you this opportunity to really say, okay, I'm going to take this week seriously and go out there and take action. So what it looks like, I'm going to show you guys inside DealMachine on the fastest, most efficient way to go drive for dollars. But every single hoop you get through that other people are giving up, or that are difficult, right? That are challenges to overcome, other people are giving up at that point. Like, that's why driving for dollars is the least competitive leads, because you're going out there, you're building a list that no one else has. You're putting the work in to go do that. And when you talk to those sellers, they are way less likely to be talking to other people and, being reached out to by everybody. So, Tom, before I get into DealMachine, anything you want to add there? I want to give you that opportunity as well.
No, get out there and do it. It's fun. It's fun to go around looking for properties, and it's super duper fun to be able to use an app to assist you in doing it. So what Matt's going to show you right now is critical.
Awesome. So when you guys are thinking about, okay, what is that B and C area? What are those kind of more middle of the road, upper middle to lower middle areas that I can go driving in? Have that in mind, in terms of where to go do your homework, where to go start driving for deals. Especially if you're looking at that fix and flip or that wholesale, option, identifying places where there's a lot of activity going on, a lot of investor activity. I really, really like that. You're going to fish where the fish are, right? Like, you're going to go in the areas that there's a lot of activity, that a lot of other investors are involved in. So I highly recommend that. So as you're going out in your local markets, be observant there in terms of, identifying the areas to go execute on this homework. Once you have selected that area, which, Tom, is there anything else you want to touch on about picking an area, or?
No, dig in. I think it'll become obvious when you go through the demo.
Awesome. Cool. So once I pick that area, so here's, like, for example, in South City inside St. Louis here, I want to lock in on that location. Inside DealMachine. So again, if you go to that DealMachine.com/NREA link. So I'll throw that in the chat one more time, DealMachine.com/NREA. There we go. If you go to that link, make sure you go through that versus going through our website, again, because you're going to get way more perks, going through that link. All the marketing credits, all, the free calling, the free direct mail, all that stuff. So we're going to be talking a lot more about that on Wednesday, but make sure you go through that link to get all those free perks. But again, it's going to be a 7-day free trial to coincide with this challenge. When you jump into DealMachine to actually execute on this stuff, what you're looking at here is the desktop version. So there's a mobile app as well. Anything I do on mobile, anything I do on desktop, they instantly sync up. So if I do something here, I do something there, I'm adding leads all in the same place. If you are going to be actually physically driving around your market, or, running for deals or biking for deals, we see people get creative here. Tom, you did boating for deals, right? It was that was
jet skiing for deals.
There we go. Yeah. So there's a lot of ways you can get around town, obviously, right? But however you're thinking about this, and again, if you're watching on social media, make sure to register for that DealMachine.com or www.nreachallenge.com. That's going to be able to get you the full experience here. But inside DealMachine itself, what you're looking at, again, is the desktop version. It's going to, if you take out your mobile app here, it's going to lock onto your location. So say I was driving around South City right here, Wall Street. It's going to lock onto my location just like GPS would. So you'll see a little blue dot pop up right here. And as I drive down the street, it's going to move with me. It's going to drive down the street as well. As I point the app, as I move the phone, you're going to see the map move with me. So you're going to see it, it'll move around for you guys and be able to really make it so that you can make it extremely easy to know what property you're looking at in real life, to be able to then add it on your phone. So it's going to lock on your location. It's going to drive down the street. You're in the map that you open up in. And all these little black dots around you, every single one of these is a house that you see in real life. So if I'm driving down Walsh and January Avenue right here, I'm right on the corner. I see 5601 in real life. Say it was a rundown house in real life. It's got, again, the tarp on the roof, the gutters falling off, broken boarded up windows, really overgrown grass, weeds growing through the concrete. It's got, things that are just signs that is a distressed property. And again, it doesn't have to be fallen over. You can be looking for ones that are, have just really outdated. It's got the window AC units. It's got the really old school aluminum awnings here in St. Louis. It's got, in your market, it just stands out as a house that needs updating. That also would make for a good driving for deals lead. As you are identifying those houses and driving around, don't overthink it. You see a house in that shape, you click on it in the app, you click add lead, it then pins that property, a blue pin pops up, and that's it. You're done with step one. You're done with number one, your first lead of this first step, right? It's a numbers game. It's all about consistency. It's all about getting out there and doing this and building out a list of leads over time, right? But in the terms of this challenge, we want you guys to get really, really good at that specifically, of just clicking on that lead, hitting add lead, and keep going. So that's the very basic bare bones version of it. I will tell you guys, a couple pro tips here, but before I get to that, I want to mention, when you look at your goal setting and figuring out like, okay, great, how many leads is it going to take me to get to a deal? And how many of these properties do I need to be adding? Like, how do I go do this in a way that's going to put me on a trajectory to success? What I will tell you there, it's going to depend on the market. Some markets you're going to need, a couple hundred leads. Some markets you're going to need a couple times that. It's very highly dependent on the market, and you need to be consistently reaching out to those property owners to go do deals consistently over time. You can get extremely lucky. We have people who, literally a guy in Quentin down in San Antonio market. We have him on, we were with him. It was on our YouTube channel as well, live streaming there. The fourth lead he added and reached out to, he did a deal. That very much can happen, especially if you're doing these things right, where you're identifying those rundown houses and actually doing what we tell you guys on Wednesday, which is the marketing playbook. If you go through each of those steps, yeah, you're putting yourself in position to succeed. Great. But the one number that I will tell you is kind of the magic number when we look at the data is actually the number 100. If you can get to 100 driving for deals leads, when we look at the data and predict, okay, who is going to do deals? Who, where's that threshold for success? Where are people starting to build momentum? Where are people starting to build systems and processes that we can then predictably say, okay, great, they are going to go do deals, whether it's right now, in a month, in 6 months, like where is that turning point for people? Where are you way more likely to have success? It is when you hit 100 leads. And you'll notice that with the homework. You'll see here in just a few minutes when we assign the homework, we want to get you to that threshold as quick as possible. We know that if you can get and go out there and build a list of your own that no one else has of 100 houses that are in rough shape, you are way, way, way more likely to go do deals. So just very simple and plain and straightforward. It's clicking on properties, it's hitting that add lead button, and it's moving on to the next one. Again, you see a rundown house in real life, 5501 Walsh, you click on it in the app, you hit add lead, and you keep going. Just starting there, simple and straightforward is how you build that list. Now, I'll get into a few pro tips here. Tom, I want to make sure you give your perspective, because I know you've done plenty of deals like this as well. Do you have any other pro tips as I go through this before I get into the more specific, ways to use the technology to make this even more efficient and effective?
Well, when you're out there, you can set the, I know you'll get into eventually, you can set the automations where you tap it, you add it to a list, you tag it, you move on. But your marketing could already be starting. Your physical marketing, yep. It's nice to be able to tap on it, see the phone numbers come up. So if you're in a position where you want to start calling, you can as well. Personally, I don't call when I'm on the road. I tag them for later. That's going to be, that's a personal issue of how you wind up doing it. What I find super convenient is in the old days, before the app, you basically came back from a day of driving for deals with a list of properties you now had to research and try to find phone numbers and send mailings to. You basically came home with a lot of work to do. Now it's being done as you go. So whether you're doing it virtually on the app like you're doing right now, or whether you're physically driving around using the app on your phone and tag them, it all works the same way. So you can get your speed up quite a bit. And I think speed follows money, and money follows speed. And so the
Absolutely.
faster we go, the better it is for everybody.
That's a great way to think about it. So you know what I'm showing you guys right now is the physical driving for dollars part, right? Of getting in your car and driving around your market there. You know, if you're doing the physical driving for dollars approach here, a couple quick pro tips that we see really help people. One is you click on this map options button. And again, on your phone, you'll see that real quick and easy there too. Map options right there. When you go do that, it will then give you some options here where you can see, and here's the mobile app, right? It's that top right corner, map options right there. It's going to pull that up where you'll see satellite mode. I love that because that shows me the house rooftops as I go, and make sure that, hey, I can then really make sure I'm following up with, or I'm clicking and adding the right people over time. You also, Tom talked about the tap to add properties button. If you turn that on here, let me show that for you guys here. If you turn that on, let me go back to my South City area. You turn that on, and as you drive down the street, what you're going to be able to do is, as it says, tap to add properties. So, you know, use this as a way to be able to save a ton of time in the process. So as I drive down the street, again, if I slide on that tap to add properties button, I then jump down the street. Great. Tap to add them. Click, boom, 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 boom. So you've got, you know, each property that you click on is going to be starting to be added. Very simple that way. The route tracking is incredibly helpful. So you'll see, as I look at the street here, you can see a bunch of demos I've done. All these green lines, whenever I have the route tracking on inside the mobile app, you're going to see a little green tail pop up behind you. And that tail is going to show you, where have you been? And how do I make sure I never double back on my routes? And how do I redrive areas that I haven't been to in a while? So I can, you know, let me zoom out here. So you can see all these green areas. Over time, it changes colors. So you'll see after 6 months, it'll turn yellow. After a year, it'll turn red. So I can see, hey, great, I drove these areas relatively recently, right? All these, green lines. But then I haven't been over here, in a little while. I haven't been up Wary, up, northeast for a little while. It's turned red. So just showing you exactly where can you redrive, how can I make sure I never double back on my routes, that I'm always adding new leads, and just being as efficient and effective with my time as possible. So you've got all of that there for physical driving for dollars. I will share one other quick tip here, guys. And this is something, Tom, I don't know if you've used a ton yourself, but our quick filters button, you'll see it on the mobile app as well. If you want to go in here and you're saying, oh, great, I just want to see properties as I drive around that are high equity, for example, that, they're more likely to be able to do a deal with me. If you click on this quick filters button right here and scroll down to high equity, that can be a massive time saver, where you just click on that filter, and my internet's going a little slow here, but it's going to load up here in a second, where it will then start to highlight all of the properties around me that fit that criteria. So whatever filter I'm choosing there, as I go in here, that's going to start to see all these blue highlights. And man, my internet's being a little rough here for you guys. Sorry about this. Here we go. All these blue highlights will be right around me. So that way, as I'm driving down the street, I'll then know, okay, great, there's a rundown house. And oh, by the way, it's a blue highlight. That's high equity. Great. I want to add that lead. Or it's not highlighted, hey, you know what? It might not be the best fit for me. So all of those things is using data to overlay the map to just get better and better and better at this, and add the right leads over and over. So all of those pro tips can be super, super powerful. What I will mention as well, guys, here, if you're a more advanced investor, you can go, if you go to a DealMachine Pro plan, you can add people to your team. So that way you can have people team up with you, drive for you, be bird dogs for you. That's probably, I know I saw people in the chat say that they were working on, not their first deal, but their 30th plus deal. That's probably the number one tip I can give those people is, hey, use that to be able to come in and, and have people be your bird dogs for you, drive around for you. And you can even adjust their settings so that way they can't mess with anything else in your DealMachine account. They can only add leads like Elliot right here. So want to make sure to give that pro tip for the more advanced people. Final thing is, I saw a lot of people talk about, hey, is there a virtual option? Do I have to physically drive around? What if you don't have a car? What if you don't have, you can't easily drive, or you don't have, you're not physically based in an area that you want to invest in, or you have a day job and it's hard to get out during the day to drive, or you have a virtual assistant and you want them to drive for you. Like, there's a million use cases on why you might want to do the virtual option. What you do inside DealMachine here is you hit this orange start driving button on desktop. On mobile, you'll see it's drive for leads, that bottom left corner, and then you'll see virtual drive pop up. So drive for leads and virtual drive on your mobile app. Either one's going to work. You hit start driving. You click anywhere on the map here, and then it's going to pop up. Oh, let me turn off tap to add properties. Here we go. You hit start driving. You click anywhere. You hit start driving. And then you go virtual clicking for dollars here, virtual driving for dollars. And all the same things apply of driving down the street, looking for those rundown houses, being able to do that really quickly and easily. Let me see if I can get, here we go. The same idea again of, if you see a rundown house, say this house was in bad shape, it doesn't necessarily look like it, but hypothetically right here, you could then just hit this add lead button. It will pin that property for you right there. And then you move on to the next one. So same idea of clicking for dollars and driving down the street, but you've got a virtual option too. We have people from all over the US, all over the world that can do driving for dollars by using this option here for you guys. So as you go through this, I'd consider this as a good alternative. I always prefer the in-person driving for dollars first, just because it's the most up-to-date information. But what I will say here, Tom, just for a second here, if you're going to do the virtual option here, always look at when the photo was taken. You can see on the bottom right corner, photo taken May 2022. You'd be shocked, like most of these markets, Google Drives within about a year or two, most of the time in the top 50 markets is pretty darn up to date because it's just using Google Street Image, right? But you can compare that last photo taken date to the property data. And, we're going to be really digging into this data on Wednesday because you get, mortgage information, land information, property characteristics, demographic data about the owners, the contact information, like we talked about. You get all the stuff included in DealMachine. So we're going to really dig into that next time. But anytime that you look at a lead here and you drive down the street and you click on these properties and you find a new property and you're like, hey, great, was this, let me see when this house was last sold, you can click into it and see the transaction history. And I would just compare the photo taken date to the transaction history. So for example, if this photo was taken in May of 22 and this house was last sold in August of 24, you know what? It's been sold more recently since that photo was taken. I probably would not add that lead because it's changed hands since that photo was taken. If that makes sense here. So wanted to make sure you guys had that pro tip as well of like, hey, I can check and see when that house last sold, May of 23. That's more recent since when this photo was taken. Probably not a great lead, and just helps you, kind of score your leads in real time. So, Tom, what did I miss there? I want to make sure I don't, fly through this too much or give, miss anything for people here.
No, that's sweet. Being able to add the layers that show any of the different layers, there's pre-foreclosure layers, there's high equity layers, there's last purchase layers. That can help you, if you zoom out on the map and you're trying to figure out, where should my target be? That might be a good way for you to figure out where your targeting is, because zoom out and put some layers on, you go, look at that neighborhood over there has a lot of this, or that side of the highway seems to have a lot more of high equity type properties. Well, then focus your targeting in over there. And Matt, that's you don't need the pro version to be doing that. The layers come on.
Yeah, that's all versions
on all the versions, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and the same virtual driving is the same way. You can virtually drive on your phone or on the app on any of the versions.
Yep, exactly. So any starter, pro, anything like that. I'll say starter is great for just kind of getting your feet wet, trying this out. Pro is if you are, it's going to be the best bang for your buck in terms of all of the features you get access to. So if you're a little more serious of an investor, I would go pro. And you get three users, you get up to 50,000 leads. So it's significantly more in terms of like the amount of stuff you get with it. And then our teams plan is if you're doing really high volume. So there you go.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I personally like Matt, the drag line, or the lines that show where you were, because in the old days I would do that by just highlighting a street on a physical map.
Right.
But That's great. I'd see where I went, but the color of my highlighter didn't change as the months went by. So this is a nifty technological advance on that. That not only do I get to see where I went, but the color changes as it ages out. So I could say, oh, I haven't been there in 6 months. I haven't been there in a year. It might be time to go repass and see what happens, because time changes everything.
Yeah, you did it the hard way, man. So I love that. We're trying.
That's why I like this so much. It makes the old way obsolete, because the new way the new way is legitimately better this time.
There we go. And that's the name of the game. It's a numbers game of you guys going out there, building a great list of leads this way, and then consistently getting in front of them, marketing them, and being able to do deals, and by having great conversations with the property owners. So that is what Wednesday is going to be all about. Is okay. Today we're showing you how to build that list of addresses. Wednesday is what do you do with those addresses? So how do you turn those addresses into appointments? I know we've got some great questions in the chat. You mind if we assign the homework first, so that way the people who have to go can stick around if they can, but if not, I want to make sure everybody's got the homework. So awesome. Okay, let me go back to the slides here for you guys. Here we go. Tom, can you see that?
I sure can.
Fantastic. So again, today was going out there building that list of the most motivated sellers in your market. Number one indicator they're looking to sell is if they have a fixer upper. And by the way, they're the least competitive leads in your market, because you went out there, you have built a list of leads that no one else has. You are building an original list that you went out there and earned. So your homework to complete by Wednesday night, by going out there and again, doing the what we taught you guys today is, one, if you're going to use DealMachine, now's the time to do it. It's that free trial, DealMachine.com/NREIA. I included that link in the the webinar jam for you guys here. If you're watching on social media, there's the link again for you too. Now, when you get that technology, what you're going to do with it is go, and you might have caught on this, when we talked about how to be successful with and how we can predict success, is getting to your first 100 driving for deals leads. So going out there, again, this is a challenge. We are challenging you to go out there and do this. This is not something that, there's a lot of people on here or just in general that won't show up necessarily to a webinar, that won't show up with, take action, that won't go follow up with something that is challenging like this. Every hoop that you guys get through, every single one of those is going to get you the deals that other people won't, right? So we want to help you guys take the right action, which means talking to motivated sellers. And this is step one in doing so. Going out there, you can do it virtually. We just showed you guys how to do that. You can do it by actually driving around. You can, bring on a bird dog, like I mentioned, for the more advanced people, and have them go drive for you inside the DealMachine app. You've got a couple options here. We just want you to get to 100 leads in your DealMachine app. And when you do that, we want you to upload a evidence of that to that link. It's DealMachine.com/homework. So I'll put that in the chat here for you guys. We're going to be emailing that out with you, or to you as well. There we go. DealMachine.com/ if I can include the right link here, /homework is going to be the Google. There's a Google form there to be able to upload your homework assignment right to it. So if you're having any issues with the app, I see a couple questions on that, on how to use the technology. Hey, we're here to help, guys. So you can either email me, matt@dealmachine.com, or and I'm going to get to this here in a second as well, we also have a DealMachine office hours. So, I absolutely, Matt, the homework remains confidential here. We actually, to show you guys, you don't have to actually send all your leads in or anything. What I can show you guys here is if you go over to your app, let me show you this. If you go over to your app, you can just go to your leads tab. And this view, it says leads. I've got 14,000 leads in DealMachine. So I've got a lot more than the homework is going to require of you. If you just show me a screenshot that you've got 100, if it shows you that 100 right there, take a little screenshot or a picture of it, a picture with your phone, whatever. Just show me you've got that 100, and you completed the homework. You don't have to share the actual leads or anything. It's just I just want to see that you guys have followed up, followed the playbook, put in the work. The real prize, again, is to go do deals. So we're putting you on that pathway to go do deals, right? But everyone who completes this homework assignment and just goes to that homework, DealMachine.com/homework, that is how you're going to upload your assignment and prove that you did it right there. So in the meantime, like I mentioned, at DealMachine.com/office-hours that I just threw in the chat too, that is going to be a great place to be able to answer your Deal Machine related questions. That is where our head of customer success goes live there 4 days a week. He's going live there tomorrow. You've got my email as well, so I can help you out direct. If that's going to be a better route to go, feel free to reach out to me that way. Again, everyone who turns in the homework, you're going to qualify for over $4,000 in prizes. Like we are giving in grand prizes. We're giving away all of that on Friday on the final live here, on the final training for you guys. So each time you turn in the homework, you get a lottery ticket here. And then in addition to that, again, the top chapter, what they're going to be winning, every single person in that chapter is going to win $100 in marketing inside the Deal Machine app. So you are going to have an opportunity to, on top of that, like cheer on your fellow chapter mates here, like team up with them, get out there, help them get involved in the challenge, hold them accountable, use this as an opportunity to be able to climb that leaderboard together. I know I always love that. I mean, I had a sports background. I always love a great competition like this. It fires me up. So for you guys, we want you to be able to have that opportunity, as well as, even if you don't win the grand prize, you've got this chance to win over $100 worth of marketing in your Deal Machine accounts to go out there and call sellers, be able to send mail, be able to reach out to people, which we're going to be touching on Wednesday, exactly how to use that. But go get that grand prize. And then again, guys, go, make sure that you, are cheered on your chapter mates to be able to get out there and do it as well. So, Tom, anything with the homework you feel like I missed out on, or anything you want to, any words of encouragement from you?
Yeah. I mean, the homework, it's simple. Go tag 100 properties. Here's something. Don't get too picky. If you look at it and for some reason it turned your head and you notice it, tag it. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. You're not trying to narrow down pure perfection right now. Don't make the perfect the enemy of the good. Tag it. You're going to get to 100 properties. In my world, but personally myself, now I'll have my son in the passenger seat as the tagger working the app, because teenagers particularly love working apps. So we'll be driving around, and it usually takes me, I can usually get about 40 properties in an hour. So 100 properties is going to take me 2 and a bit hours. No, 2 and a quarter, 2:20. And so what will your speed be? I don't know, probably somewhere around there. Might be a little slower on your own, might be a little faster, depending how you look or what areas you're in. So, but just tag the property. That's the point. Don't make it absolutely perfect. Don't get wrapped up in every story of every property. Wow, I wonder why there's a blue tarp on that house, or I wonder why the garbage is piled up. Don't worry about it. The only ones that we will care about the story is after we tag it because of the garbage piling up, or the grass overgrown, or because of the blue tarp. We'll find that story out later if we're able to get in touch with them. So go for speed, because money and profits and deals are attracted to speed.
Love that. So with that mindset in mind as well, guys, I do want to share one other thing. I had a few people asking me around, hey, if we want to do an annual deal, like if we want to actually get in here. And this is where, if you're going to use Deal Machine for more than 6 months, this is where it really makes sense. Just in terms of this discount is almost 50% off the price. So if you go in and want to do the annual option, you've got this month to month right here. Again, DealMachine.com/NREIA. I can share with you guys a link in the chat as well. We have www.dealmachine.com/NREIA special. And that's also going to be an offer. It's kind of our off market, off menu pricing right here. Here, let me publish this here for you guys too. That would be an entire year of Deal Machine Pro. So if you want to go in and if you go this route as well, the one I just threw in Webinar Jam, that's also going to give you a 7-day free trial. So you're going to be able to try this out for free for 7 days. You don't have to like pay for it today or anything, but it'll also unlock that annual discount for you. So that way you're getting essentially an entire year Deal Machine Pro for almost $1,000 off. So it's down to like $99 a month if you pencil that in. So it's an annual plan specifically. So make sure you know that going in. But if you want to go that route and unlock that big discount, just go through that link, that DealMachine.com/NREIA special here. I'll put my email in the chat one more time for you guys. If you want that annual discount, email me direct if you have any questions on that. If you want to, if you like started a free trial of the other one and you're like, oh shoot, I want to do annual instead, like just, email me direct and I can make sure you guys get all hooked up with all the perks here. So again, that's everything laid out there for you. You've got the office hours to be successful, help you be successful here. Happy deal finding, guys. I'm excited for you all to get out there, to turn in this homework. You've got a chance to be able to win a grand prize yourself, to go do deals yourself. And also, hey, you can win something extra for your chapter too. So help out your fellow chapter mates, get them involved, and pay attention to your email throughout the week, because we're going to be sharing out that leaderboard. We're going to be sharing out these replays. We're going to be sharing out all the resources for you too. So Tom, is there anything else you want to make sure to tell everybody before we can answer a few questions here and wrap up?
Now's the time. A lot of people wait. They're waiting for something. Who knows? I don't understand why people are always waiting for something. Like there's supposed to be some sort of magical sign. There's no more waiting. Go tag 100 properties. We'll see you on Wednesday with those 100 properties. You might win a prize, and the prize itself is the fact that you've tagged 100 potential properties. That now we're starting to get in this statistical realm where you might get a deal out of that. So no more hesitation. It's not going to take you that long. This is not a full-time job. Just go out there, drive, and tag properties and watch what happens. That's what we're trying to push you this week by making it fun, having a challenge. But at the end of the day, the winners are going to be you if you go and tag properties. So let's start off. Tag those 100 properties. Rise to that challenge. Commit to doing it, and let's watch what happens.
There we go. Let's make it happen, guys. So I'll answer a few questions in the chat before we wrap up here today. And again, we will see you live on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's when we're going live for the second live training. That's where we're going to be taking. So show up with your list ready, have at least 100 leads to get ready to go, turn in that homework, get all that done. And then what we're going to be showing you guys on Wednesday is exactly what to do with that list. How to take that list, how to turn that into real opportunities, how to have conversations with sellers. Tom is a master at negotiation, at sales, all of that. Like you've got one of the top guys here to help teach you these techniques as well. So not only, again, we want to give you the technology to be successful. We want to give you that playbook on how to go find the deals, but Tom's going to teach you guys how to build that relationship with sellers, and excited to have him on for that too. So, let's see, Tom. Do you see any questions here you want to be able to tackle right away? I see.
There's a ton of things in the chat. Let's see. I think I saw like technical things or difficulty things. Guys, again, you were given Matt's email address. He's fantastically patient and thorough with tech support. He'll pass you off to his tech support team, who are fabulous and thorough. So by all means, if it's something down that realm, go with it. Contact Matt for it. Let's see what else are on here. I think we covered how many people tag 100. An issue with access. Again, that's technical. Can we download the app and start using it today? Yes, absolutely. Do that. Follow that later. DealMachine.com/NREIA, NREIA. Download it, use it, install it, have fun with it. It's free for 7 days, so that'll even go beyond the trial at this point. So use it. I think you'll love it. Let's see. Accidentally send a postcard to a property on the MLS. You know what, Yvonne? No problem. You never know. Do it. You send a postcard to property on the MLS. No worries. Don't make the perfect the enemy of the good. You never know. Maybe that one will be sitting there and they'll be happier with you than they were with their agent. It's not. Don't worry about that. That's not a problem. What else do we have in here? Current views images for virtual drive.
Real quick, Stanley had another technical question trying to access DealMachine with a prior account. Just email me direct, Stanley, and I can help you out there. And Jerry had another question on what does high equity mean? Like, is it, and it's based on the mortgage. Yes. So if you go into, let me screen share this with you guys. If you go into DealMachine here, anytime you ever filter by something, so like for on the map right here, if I go to my quick filters, there's a little tooltip, so a little question mark on the right-hand side. So if I hover over high equity, you'll see, hey, these are properties where the owners hold 60% or greater equity, and that means they owe significantly less than the property's market value, right? So it just kind of gives you a definition of what does tax delinquent mean? What is a tired landlord? Like, it kind of gives you all this data as well. So wanted to make sure you guys were clear on the definition of this stuff as well. Tom, did you see another one? Sorry, cut you off.
Awesome. There's a question in here as well, man. No, that's right. question in here about, can you use DealMachine to do virtual deal real estate? Absolutely. It's not just where you are. It's literally a nationwide access. So choose wherever you want to be, or where you're from, or where you got family or kids, or just somewhere you think would be cool to do it. And by all means, you could use it to see if it's an area that you'd be interested in. So by all means, you got nationwide access when you're in DealMachine.
Yeah. I see Jamie asked a question about how accurate are the contact details. We're going to dig into this on Wednesday and exactly how to best leverage this. But you may notice every single lead you add to DealMachine comes with phone numbers, email addresses, in addition to all the other data you get. It's last November, we were really focused on changing the industry of how you pay for data. And, it's something that in the past you would have to do what's called skip tracing, which is paying, 10 to 12 cents or more sometimes per address to get phone numbers and email addresses to contact. We went in there and made a huge upfront investment to be able to provide that data included in DealMachine for free, like included with every single lead you add. So out of the, I had 14,000 leads in DealMachine. That would be normally $1,400 to $2,000 of skip tracing. That's included free now. And all of that right there, the contact information, we knew that if we made that move, it had to be quality data because, don't pay for junk data, right? Like, and don't, if you come to us, like, you're going to find out that it's not great right away if you're going to be coming to us for that data, right? So we really, really focused on the quality of that contact information, Jamie. And I will tell you, the same data provider we're getting that from is actually the same one that the 911 call centers use. It's actually the same data provider that a ton of the top banks use for compliance and security and fraud details and things like that. So it is a top tier provider. And, our goal is to give you guys all that, again, to be able to take action on it. So we're going to be talking on Wednesday on exactly how to do that in the most effective way.
Yeah, that's you'll find out on Wednesday in its entirety. But I will say that's been one of the super cool things. Is something that used to be kind of a pain in the butt to look up. It was an extra step, extra accounts. You weren't sure the data sources. You had to pay extra for it to be able to try to find phone numbers. Now they have that integrated in a one-stop shop. It makes my life easier because you tag a property and now it's automatically doing the skip tracing, automatically trying to generate potential phone numbers from a whole array of different data sources, and I can just click on it and go and call the person. That's nuts. That's like incredibly nuts good. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's gotten amazing feedback. And it's why we launched our dialer as well, is because people had such good success with it. They wanted to take action on it more effectively and just more easily in the app. So Wednesday, we'll talk about the dialer as well.
Cool. All right, Matt,
cool.
Anything else we should add right now?
Yeah, Shazad said, hey, share one more time the steps to do in DealMachine. Download the app right here. Go into the map. Click, go find properties that are run down around you, whether it be you physically driving around and finding them or you virtually clicking around in the app and finding them, and then hit add lead and do that 100 times and you're done. So hopefully that's as straightforward as it can be. Again, when you go into the app, just simply, see on the map any property that you identify, it'll be a little black dot around you. You simply click on it right there. Click add lead, it will pin the property, and that's how you've got one, and now you've got 99 left to go, and that's about it. So go out there, do this with the virtual drive option, do this with the in-person drive, put in the work, guys, and again, you're going to qualify for all those prizes. You're going to be entered into the giveaways. You're going to be racking up the leaderboard for your chapter, and then you're going to be steps along the way to go doing your first or next deal there. So
yeah, totally awesome. So yeah, pretty straightforward and simple. That's what we're after. Make your life a lot easier, make your investing a lot easier, a lot more profitable, a lot more deal flow. This is exactly what we're after.
Great stuff, guys. See you all on Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, same link. Make sure to bookmark that, and we'll talk marketing then.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt, for everything. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you, National REIA, for sponsoring and bringing this to everyone. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the challenge goes. So game on, everyone. Get out there and tag some properties.
Good luck. You got this. Thanks.
See you Wednesday.